Do you ever find yourself justifying your decisions? Maybe over-explaining your emotions or trying to prove that you're not wrong for feeling how you feel? That's not just communication. That's a survival response. And somewhere along the way, you learned that your words needed extra validation to be believed, accepted, or even heard. Here's the hard truth. There are people who are benefiting from believing that about yourself. Welcome back. I'm Dylan Moore, author, cognitive behavior specialist, and advocate for women's emotional healing. Now, let's talk about why you feel the need to over-explain and how to reclaim your right to simply exist without justification. Let's begin to educate ourselves and recognize the pattern of why you over-explain yourself. If you struggle to say things once and with confidence, you may have learned that your emotions or experiences were constantly questioned. You were trained to explain yourself over and over just to be taken seriously. Maybe you were told you're too sensitive, you're overreacting. So you felt the need to prove why your feelings were valid. That's a bunch of BS. Maybe you were made to feel guilty through setting boundaries. So instead of being accepted, your limits were always challenged. So you constantly had to defend them. Maybe you were ignored or you were dismissed unless you made a logical case for yourself. This caused you to believe that your truth alone was not enough. Consider this. Someone in your life relied on your self-doubt. If you second-guess yourself, they could manipulate or control the situation. But here's what no one tells you. If you were forced to over-explain, someone else was really benefiting from your uncertainty. Maybe it was a partner who avoided accountability. Maybe a parent who dismissed your needs, or even a friend who expected you to constantly prove yourself. But here's the truth. You don't need permission to exist as you are. You do not have to justify your feelings. You already are enough, just as you are. Let's discuss the hidden cost of your behaviors and how others may be benefiting from you remaining in this dysfunctional cycle. Now, it's possible you were raised to believe that your emotions required evidence. If so, who actually benefited from you constantly second-guessing yourself? In this moment, do people still challenge your decisions, forcing you to explain them? If so, whose comfort is actually prioritized over your confidence? Has someone made you believe your voice alone isn't enough? If so, who avoids accountability when you question yourself? Are you explaining yourself to people who don't actually care about your reasoning? If so, why are they so invested in making you doubt yourself? Here's the truth. If you were conditioned to over-explain, someone else was benefiting from your self-doubt. But your voice, your truth, and your boundaries do not require validation. Here's how to break free from over-explaining. Say it once and stop. If they did not hear you the first time, repeating yourself will not make them respect it more. Stand your ground, let them figure it out. You're not a parrot. Notice when you start over-explaining. Stop. Pause. Ask yourself, do I really need to justify this, or do I feel like I just have to? If your boundaries don't need permission, you don't have to prove why you need what you need. It's a clear request, a desire, and you deserve to have your desires met. Now recognize that people who respect you don't require a constant explanation. The right people will listen the first time. Consider this. Many who function in emotional dysfunction may not realize it, but they tend to attract supporting players who either take advantage of their confusion or reinforce this limiting pattern. This can lead to emotional, psychological, or even physical harm. Understanding how you process your past or how you avoid it is the difference between being the victim or the victor. Your healing isn't just about the past. It's about reclaiming your future. If you're ready to stop over-explaining and start standing in your truth, like a comment below. Remember, your voice helps others feel safe in reclaiming their own confidence. Together we rise, and together we can thrive. Now let's rise fierce into a new life of personal power and freedom.